So Kamala Harris, your vice president, recently did an interview with 60 Minutes. Maybe by the time this airs, that interview would have already aired worldwide, but it has already garnered criticism based on three questions. Well, actually, one question, but that was asked to Kamala Harris, and she did what she does best, and that's skate by the question by giving an answer that has nothing to do with what was asked. Remember, she took forever to figure out if she was black or not. That's still kind of up in the air because, Candace Owens is doing a whole investigation on her lineage. But I believe she said that she was black just so she can get the black votes, just so the Democratic shields can be happy. So they can feel like they won, and they say that way it can keep the rest of us happy because it doesn't matter. But somebody brought it up for some reason. But anyway, let's get into this question and then you know how we do right here.
We supply Israel with billions of dollars in military aid.
Matter of fact, $26 billion has been sent to Israel since, either sent or allocated to Israel since this whole war began. Matter of fact, a year ago. I think a year and a day ago. $26 billion. Out of that, $15 billion going to military aid, $9 billion going to humanitarian efforts, and $2.4 billion going to U.S. military operations. So you're giving this country, and over the years, we're going to give them probably like 300 something billion dollars since the beginning of time. But yet, wait a minute, let the man speak first.
Yet Prime Minister Netanyahu seems to be charting his own course. The Biden-Harris administration has pressed him to agree to a ceasefire. He's resisted. You urged him not to go into Lebanon. He went in anyway. He has promised to make Iran pay for the missile attack, and that has the potential of expanding the war. Does the U.S. have no sway over Prime Minister Netanyahu?
The aid that we have given Israel...
Okay. I interrupted the question. Let me go back. I apologize.
To make Iran pay for the missile attack, and that has the potential of expanding the war. Does the U.S. have no sway over Prime Minister Netanyahu?
Yeah, no.
The aid that we have given Israel allowed Israel to defend itself against 200 ballistic missiles.
Hold up. He asked her, does the U.S. have no sway over or with Netanyahu? And she says, she's a little funny look. Oh, man, it's been a great meme right here. She says, hey, the aid that we given allowed them to help defend Israel, which is supposedly the greatest military in the world. So they really don't need our help, which is probably what Netanyahu is kind of telling you without telling you. Slap in the face. Yeah, I take your money, but I'm still going to do what I want to do. But anywho, yeah, go ahead.
That were just meant to attack the Israelis and the people of Israel.
Oh.
And when we think about the threat that Hamas, Hezbollah presents, Iran, I think that it is without any question our imperative to do what we can to allow Israel to defend itself against those kinds of attacks. Now, the work that we do diplomatically with the leadership of Israel is an ongoing
Netanyahu
pursuit around making clear our principles, which include the need for humanitarian aid, the need for this war to end, the need for a deal to be done, which would release the hostages and create a ceasefire. And we're not going to stop in terms of putting that pressure on.
Not once did she mention Netanyahu in that answer. If you would ask me, let's say you knew an adult who you were giving money to do certain things, or they needed money to pay bills, they needed money maybe to pay a car note, little rent, maybe need to buy some clothes for work, food, and you helping, giving them money. They're not completely broke. They're making a little money, but your money helps them. So when they make, so you say, hey, let's do a budget. You if you spend your money a certain way, you wouldn't need our help, right? We wouldn't really have to give you this kind of money. And then you look up like a month later, a couple of months later, asking for money again, and then you look and see their budget, and they still doing the same dumb stuff with their money. And the question would be, you don't think you have any sway over how that person budgets their money? In a nutshell, the answer is no, we don't, because they're grown. They're gonna do what they want to. The problem is the way I look at stuff. You don't ask why people do things. All you say is, this is what they do. And so it's up to me to adjust my life to either roll with it or roll away from it. Because that man, Netanyahu, is going to do whatever the heck he wants to do anyway.
On Israel and in the region, including Arab leaders.
But it seems,
he said nothing about Arab leaders.
It seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill,
make it personal. It seems like your son or daughter, or your nephews, or your mom or dad, whoever you giving money to, is not listening.
The work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel. That
the work that we have done to supply these grown folk with the money to help pay bills and put food on the table has helped move forward the possibility that they may get it right soon, and that their kids can still eat, and that the person that you're giving money to is still able to go to work when they feel like it. That's if they go to work in the first place. And even though they may go buy some trees, they may buy, cigarettes and alcohol, spend money on McDonald's every day, instead of using that money budgeted like we said, what we've done is help move forward progress so that in the future things can go the way that we know they need to go, so that way we don't have to be in this predicament.
We're very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
Do we have a real close ally in Prime Minister?
This is like making it personal. Does your children or your family members or your mother, father, ally, respect who you are and what you're doing for them, in order to where they can say, hey, they shouldn't have to do this for me, and let me get my life right, because this affects not only just me, but everyone around me. So let me act like I care about everyone else but myself.
Netanyahu.
I think, with all due respect, the better question is, do we have an important alliance between the American people and the Israeli people? And the answer to that question is yes.
The American people and the Israeli people, well, the American people ain't the ones sending this money, agreeing to send this money to Israel. If the American people had their way, they would keep it here so you can help the homeless, or we can help these, victims of hurricanes and tornadoes and earthquakes, fires, homelessness. We would rather use that money here to take care of home, because scriptures say you need to take care of home first. That's how the American people. Israel, the people of Israel, I doubt they want a war to be going on, or battles to be going on their land, to where their family members will die, including the ones in the Gaza Strip. I doubt they want to be part of that conflict where innocent people are dying by the minute. So the American people and the Israeli people ain't got nothing to do with what's going on, because this is a political issue. The people that have something to do with something that's going on, they need to be out there fighting. They need to be out there, being targeted. I mean, it's funny. You can find the Hamas leaders and destroy them with bombs and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm not gonna say that. This is YouTube. But you know where I was going. But again, this is your perceived soon to be maybe leader, who again is not answering the questions directly because we all know the answer. No, you ain't got no influence because, like I say, this is a grown man running his own country. You can give him all the money you want to, but I'm still going to do what I want to do. It's like saying, hey, you can give him money, but you can't tell him what to do with it. If you're going to try to tell him what to do with it, you keep your little bread. You're not going to come over here and run me like you try to run these third world countries, like you try to do the African countries, and they are have wised up and say, hey, if y'all trying to make us do LMNOP type stuff and do other stuff, nah, you can keep your money. We don't need it. You want to sanction us? That's fine. Go ahead. We'll figure it out because, truth be told, we got all the minerals and resources that y'all want anyway. So go ahead and go on with your threats. We're going to stand on that and we're going to die on that. But your vice president, again, skating answers. I have a strong belief that if Donald Trump, your future president, was president right now, and if this was going on during his term, Donald Trump type of person is going to say, hey, either end the war or we're going to stop sending you money. Period. We don't want to be part of this because this is ridiculous. Innocent people are dying. What's the purpose? Let's just end it because we want peace around the world. That's what I think he would do because he did stuff like that when he was in office last time, which is why we had no wars or no new wars during his term because he wasn't about that. He about America first, keeping the money here, growing America, America being trying to make America the greatest country in the world. I believe he really was trying to do that, like seriously. And somehow they made him to a villain. But anyway, again, this here is your hope. Hopefully, y'all hope is your future president, and still not answering questions. But anyway, and this is somebody you want to lead you, be the leader of the free world. Seriously, somebody who can't answer a question, who can't say, "Hey, this is what's going to happen," either going to happen or not, because everyone else in the world does it. Like Netanyahu, you ask Netanyahu to stop fighting, cease fire, make a truce, and he like, I'm gonna do what I want to. But for some reason, these Democratic leaders can't say the same. Can't say that, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Either do it, either roll with it, or roll out. Don't forget to vote, y'all. Go to vote.org. Oh, I think it's too late to register. God, I think it's too late to register. I think the last day to register for the vote was today. Well, anyway, hopefully y'all register to vote. And hopefully now the next step is to go and vote early. Don't go on vote on the election day. Lines will be too long. It'll be too big of a headache. October 21st, down here in Texas. I'll see you there. But with that being said, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below to share with the world. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you nothing but maybe a couple minutes of your day, but yet it means the world to us here. Don't forget to go to marlonmorelli.com. That's marlonmorelli.com. Get 10% off your first purchase. Or you can go down, click on the shop link below this video. Same products. You will not be disappointed. With that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.